Nerd to the Third Power presents Fools Who Ride. The Dreamstone, Part 12.
Welcome back, adventurers. Hello and well met. I am your game master / storyteller, Mike the Birdman Dodd from thisweekingeek.net and Nerd to the Third Power. This is Fools Who Ride the Dreamstone. We are coming near the end of our epic adventure as we find out what will happen to the town of Cambridge and its ruler, Lord Kilsh, as he has tasked our adventurers with finding the Dreamstone from the evil knight Clovis, whose plan has yet to be revealed as he's helping the demon Pazuzu. So, our adventurers have started descending down into Clovis's lairs, and so far they have avoided most of the deadly encounters, although they did distract Derpy the Gorgon a little while ago, and they haven't encountered anything really since, just setting a potential trap off that locked them into this place. But they sometimes say the only way out is through, so we will see what happens next. But I'm not alone as we once again join our adventurers, beginning out west and going our way east. We are joined with...
Hi, I'm the Cat, and I am playing Lenore Longfellow, who is a level 3 Plague Doctor Cleric human.
All right, and as we continue to move west, but we're going to jump across the pond because why the hell not? From the land of fish o' chips, cup o' tea, what the hell ever.
I'm Skyblaze, and I'm playing Alisaria Sunshadow, a level 3 High Elf Paladin.
And finally, it is the man with the shiny head.
Really? You got to take a crack at my hairline? Oh, okay, all right. Dr. Gonzo playing a level 3 human knight, Marcus Hawk.
All right, so Professor Xavier and his acolytes here are... Sorry. And yet I'm the guy in the wheelchair. So moving right along. So yes, we find ourselves in the depths of Clovis's dungeon lair, and you have just come face to face with 4 mysterious creatures as Lenore's Longfellow's radiant mace lights up the area. These creatures stop, they look at you, they immediately start sprinting towards you.
Okay, what do these creatures look like?
They look like giant red bugs. They've got these...
Bugs covers a fairly big area. I mean, like hill bugs or beetles or...
Humanoids? Do they walk like men?
No, they are about the size of probably a large Saint Bernard. They have these incredibly long antennae on the front of them in this wicked-looking tail, and they just seem single-minded. They are just sprinting at you.
Okay, I guess we roll initiative.
Oh good, we're being chased by giant silverfish. Joy.
I'm sorry.
If I have to spend a week washing ichor out of my armor again, you are fucking paying for it.
I hate all of this. All of this, every moment that has led to this, I hate it.
Well, we'll deal with that when it comes to it. Fight now, talk now, chew me out later.
Now.
Fight now, chew me out later.
You want to keep...
You know what I'm trying to say, damn it! Fill your hands with steel, let's go!
I like that. My mace is already in my hand, so...
My sword's at the ready.
So is mine, because fuck these things.
Alright, I'm going to roll for these creatures one at a time. Or, sorry, not one at a time, as a group.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They rolled a 17.
Cool.
Well, I rolled a 19.
Okay.
Ooh, that was almost good, but as per usual, it was bad. That is a 7.
Okay. What was Alisaria's roll again?
Sorry, my microphone's being funny. 15.
Okay, so what's the combat order? I think it goes Marcus, then me, then who goes next?
Then Alisaria, and then Lenore.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Marcus, what are you gonna do?
Okay, can I roll a quick perception check to see if I can't discern any kind of weak point on these creatures?
They look like it's just a hard carapace, so it looks like anything will pierce it. It doesn't look particularly well armored.
Okay, well, do they have eyes?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to make an attack with my sword, and I'm going to try and stab one of these things in the eye.
Okay, go for it.
All right. 15.
That's a hit.
Okay. And then 1d8 plus 3. And is the enchantment that Alisaria gave me earlier still in effect?
No.
I was
Okay.
going to say bless lasts. It's like a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't last very long.
No.
Okay. So then, where's my d8? There we go. Okay, so 1d8 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6.
Okay, so you stab this thing right in the eye, dealing damage. However, as your weapon hits it, your blade takes on a tinge of orange.
Oh no.
Oh,
and
shit.
the metal begins to corrode.
Oh,
Oh, fuck!
Oh no. Oh no. No.
I called it.
Take
and
a
you
minus
two are gonna
1.
Do this.
Take a -1 what?
Take a -1 penalty to the weapon. So if it's like a +1 to hit, just lose that bonus. However, now the weapon is a -1 to hit.
Shit.
All right.
If
So
the weapon takes a cumulative -5, the weapon is destroyed.
Oh,
all right.
wow.
So then it's 1d8. So then to damage, it's 1d8 plus 2 now instead of plus 3.
Yes.
Okay. Damn it. Okay. All right. So that isn't going to be a good thing.
Okay, so the monster that attacked, or that
Quick-
Marcus attacked.
Quick out of
Sorry?
character. Quick out of
Yes.
character. Is this reversible? Like if I take it to a forge, can I get it repaired?
I don't see why not, but at this point, the metal's pretty fucked up. I just get a new sword
All right. Well.
at this point.
Okay.
But that's just me.
All
Okay,
right.
so the first monster is going to attack, and an 11 misses you. So don't worry about it. The other monsters are going to take their time as they're following the lead monster. So I believe it's Lenore or Alisaria's go.
Yep.
Okay, go. You see
Having seen this, I'm going to
Yeah.
put my sword away,
Okay.
and I'm just going to punch it.
Oh god.
All right. So you ball up your fist.
Because I have an unarmed strike. I can do that.
All right.
Okay.
You sucker punch this thing. Roll your attack.
Punch it right in the face.
That's actually a 17.
That's a hit.
That's a straight 3 damage.
All right, you deal this thing. You see this kind of stuff spill out of its mouth. Hit. It kind of looks more stunned than it probably should. Like the rust monster isn't necessarily the most spry. Maybe this is an older rust monster. Like maybe it's the elder of the group. But you did a little bit more damage than you probably should have.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right, Lenore.
Okay, I'm backing up. I'm gonna back up my full movement, assuming it doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
They do not, because they are focused on Marcus because they smell metal.
Cool. Also gonna put my mace away and cast Toll the Dead on the one that's. So
Actually,
wisdom-
just out of curiosity, when you say put your mace away, how are you doing that? Does it have a sheath? Is it in a backpack, or how are you doing it?
I'd like to think I have it on a sheath,
What's the
Or
sheath
is-
made out of?
Or a
Ooh.
sling.
like leather.
Okay.
It's just gonna be something where it can fit onto me without banging into my legs. I don't know
Okay.
how you sheath a mace. It's something that would have to be.
They're usually hung from a ring from your belt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So you put your mace away and you start backing up your full movements. You back up the full 30 feet.
Mhm.
The monsters all seem concentrating on Marcus right now.
Yep.
All right, so back to the top of the order. Marcus, what are you going to do?
No, I had an attack. Man.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. What are you going to do?
Toll the Dead.
All right.
So it is a Wisdom 12 saving throw at the one that's attacked.
Okay. It hits.
Sweet. So I get to do 1d8 necrotic damage for whatever that's 4 necrotic damage.
All right, so you hit this one. This one gets hit hard. For whatever reason, its carapace cracks. And it just squeals out in pain. The pain, the squeal just echoes across the chamber. And in fact, this room seems a lot bigger than you initially thought.
Oh shit! Is it a nest?
I don't know. I just turned my light off.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess it's my action then. All right. So I am going to put away my sword and I'm going to draw my light crossbow. Can a light crossbow be fired one-handed?
Sure.
Okay. All right, because I just realized I'm still holding my
You're
torch.
holding a torch. Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to start by firing my light crossbow at the closest metal creature, the one that Cat just put the whammy on.
Okay.
All right, so firing. That's a 12.
Yep. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay, and then I use my action surge to take a swing with my torch. Now, how
I think
how do
fire's 1d4 damage, so just roll a straight up attack roll.
to hit?
Yeah,
Okay. 18.
that's a hit.
Okay. Just jam it right in its eye.
Yep. So you jam it right in its eye. I think fire does 1d4, 1d6. I'll say 1d6 because d6s are nice. All right, roll a d6 for damage.
5.
The one that you hit that Lenore did seems to go up in a huge just eruption of fire.
Ooh,
Like
they're
it goes up
flammable.
quick.
They are flammable.
And you just get this disgusting scent of like molten metal as it goes up. The other creatures pause for a second, but they're still coming at you hard. So
Oh,
one
God, I
is
bet it smells like ferric chloride. Blech.
Okay.
so one. Oh,
So-
sorry.
So if they so I'm gonna test another theory. I'm gonna back away a few steps from the corpse of this thing and see what they do. I'm thinking that they might cannibalize the corpse of their fellow, since you said it smells like molten metal.
Well, what is your armor made out of?
Metal.
Exactly.
I'm hoping that they will take the turkey dinner instead of chasing after a cookie.
Well, they also still know they're still made out of flesh. It just smells like it.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's going to try and attack you with a bite. Actually, just hold on a second. I'm reading the stat block, so I'm sure.
Yes, please do.
Actually, it's gonna. I like your idea. It's gonna go for the corpse of its friend because it smells like it, but one of its antennae swings really close to you. So roll me a dexterity saving throw.
That's what, DC 13?
Yes. So roll. Yeah.
All right.
So
Here's
you
hoping
should
this-
have a +2 to it.
Okay, so +3. My dexterity modifier is +3.
Okay, so yeah, you get a
I
plus.
only, I only get the additional +2 against spells.
Yeah. So no, this is not a spell.
So just the +3. All
Yep.
right. Ooh, 10. So +3 is 13. So right at the wire.
Okay, so this thing narrowly misses touching you. You just know this is bad news because if merely hurting it corroded your weapon, you can only imagine what it would do to your armor.
Okay.
So, the next monster, or the monsters are going towards the corpse of their friend, and they are distracted. So there are still 3 of these things left. So, Alisaria, your go.
I'm going to punch one again.
All right.
Less good. That's a 15
All right. It hits.
for 3 damage again.
All right. You crack it across the jaw. You feel sort of that insectile, hard carapace crack under the force of your blow. These things are probably pretty old, what you're guessing. These rust monsters are probably pretty old. I wouldn't go so far as to say ancient, but they've definitely been around a while because these things do breed. But it seems like they've been deprived of food for a while. So they're definitely weaker than your typical ones you would encounter.
That's probably a good thing, considering there are only 3 of us. And we're a bit short on non-metal weapons.
All right, so moving on to Lenore. What are you going to do?
Toll the dead. One of them. The one that's already been hit. I'll toll the dead that one.
Okay, go for it.
Wisdom 12 saving throw, please.
Yep. It makes it.
Damn it.
Okay.
Let me see if I have anything for action. Don't have shit. Nope. Nope, I got nothing.
Okay.
Okay. It's my turn.
All right. So so I think I've got the measure of these things. So I am going to put away my light crossbow.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take my torch in a 2-handed grip, and I'm going to jam it into the face of the one that Skyblaze punched.
Okay.
So rolling 15.
That's a hit.
Okay. And D6.
Yep.
Where is my D6? 2 plus 3 is 5.
All right, that's enough for it to hit. It definitely does a lot of damage. You can see its like hard shell start to smoke and smolder. It's not dead, but it's definitely looking fucked up.
Okay, do I have time to pull another torch out of my pack real quick and light it and pass it to Alisaria or Lenore?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so
back now.
All right, so then Alisaria, I'm going to pass you a lit torch.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. I think we figured these things out. So then, all right, that's my turn.
All right, so it is now their go. So the one that you just attacked, it's going to try and attack you. It's swinging its antennae at you. Or actually, it's going to try and bite you this time.
No.
Does a 15 hit?
Mine costs 16, so no.
Well, is it attacking me or is it attacking her? Well, it doesn't
It's
matter.
attacking. Yeah, it's trying to attack you, Marcus.
Okay, well, my armor class is 19, so no.
You're good then.
All right.
One of the other monsters is going to try and attack Alisaria. One of the one that's not hurt. It falls flat on its face.
It trips over many.
It basically gets a little too excited and trips. So going to Lenore, your go.
Mm-hmm. The one that just tripped.
Well, hold up. Alisaria didn't get her action.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Smack it with the torch.
Smacky smack.
All right.
Boop.
Are you going to smack the one that tripped or the one that's kind of messed up?
The one that tripped.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
14. I don't know what I would roll for the torch.
It's a hit.
Oh. Okay, cool.
All right, so it's a D6 fire damage.
Okay. It's a 6 on the dice. Good day.
All right, so you hit this thing right in the face, and it's almost like there's a film on top of this particular one, and it goes up like a lit bonfire. You're guessing this was probably a youngling.
Oh, ew.
And as this one goes up in flames, you start hearing hissing.
Oh.
And you start hearing things moving down the walls.
No. Oh, we gotta get out of here.
As the thing goes up in flames, enough light looms up. You look up on the ceiling. You can see probably about 30 of these things descending.
No!
Oh, fuck me. Sideways.
I have a slight concern. Because if these things work the way that I think they do, they'll be producing hydrogen gas when they go up.
Okay. Well, we can't fight 30 of these.
Okay.
How about we just chuck a torch into the kind of middle of them and run for it?
Well, hang on. How close are we to the exit of the nest?
Well, you have one door on either side of you. There's the room that is the embalming chamber, and there's the sarcophagus room. Both, as you look into both rooms, both doors are protected by stone doors.
Okay, but what about the passage leading further in?
You haven't looked really beyond it. You just know that it leads further down, but there is no protection.
Okay.
I say we go into the embalming room.
Well, okay. Well, how are we gonna? You say they're producing hydrogen gas.
They may be. We don't know that.
They might be.
Yes.
If they work the way that I think they do, which is they essentially are exuding ferric chloride to dissolve the metal, and that forms a flammable gas when it reacts.
Okay. All right. So then, let me look in my equipment here. Okay, guys, look in your equipment, and do you each have a mess kit?
Yes.
Okay, everybody, take your mess kit, drop it on the floor in a small pile.
Don't have one.
Okay, well then, me and Alsaria, put your mess kit next to mine. We're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna bait the trap. Okay, so we're gonna use the mess kits as bait, and I'm gonna set one of my torches. I'm gonna set the mess kits kind of on top of the torch, so that the flame doesn't get extinguished, and then let's book it into the alchemy lab and slam the stone door behind us.
Okay, but who's turning initiative?
Might I suggest you bait the trap with something a little bit more significant?
Like what?
Rations.
You're wearing full sets of armor. Take a piece off.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because there's 30 of these things.
I'll strip like a pauldron or something off. There you go.
Well, let's see. My armor is... I think my armor's chainmail. I don't think I can do that. Yeah, I'm wearing chainmail, so I don't have...
Chainmail still comes in pieces.
I'll tell you what I do have.
It'll be tied together with leather straps.
All right, well, I'll take a piece of chainmail off. Or, actually, you know what? I still have a whole bunch of crossbow bolts. So, I'll leave those behind. So, 18... Would about 18 crossbow bolts be sufficient enough?
That'll be enough to get their attention.
All right.
Okay, so, Alisaria, you're going to leave a pauldron behind.
Mm-hmm.
Your armor class goes down by 1. But that's it. All right. Lenore, are you going to do anything to aid this?
I have an incense burner that's currently just chilling empty. It's made of metal. Hangs at my
Couldn't
side.
hurt.
Just gonna chuck it.
All right. So you do this.
Okay. And I guess just for extra flavoring, I'll add my mess kit.
All right. So you do this. You throw this down in front of the
you know what? I have a
torch.
spare dagger. I have a dagger as well. I'll throw a dagger in.
All right. So you throw this into the pile. You put the pile on fire. These things descend upon it like a frenzy. You just hear all this hissing and snarling as they start eating and corroding the metal. After a moment or so, they eat everything. You guys run into the embalming room. You slam the heavy wooden doors behind you, and you can hear these things thumping against the door, but they are not getting through.
Okay.
Those doors are pretty heavy.
Oh, my Lanta. Okay, is there any... let's look around the embalming room, guys.
All right, so you look around the embalming room. You see various tables that were used for preparing bodies. You look around, and you see what looks to be some kind of a place where they would probably perform some kind of a ritual. It almost looks like there's something behind this wall. Like there's like a hole. It's almost like where bodies would be passed through from somewhere else.
Dear.
So you'd have to crawl through it. It's big enough for a person, but you'd probably, with your armor sets on, it's going to take you a while to crawl through it, and you're going to make a lot of fucking noise.
So I'm guessing we're not the bugs aren't going to explode.
Not given the material, and you had nothing really explosive. The
Are
bugs
there
were,
any-
but there
Well,
weren't
hang
enough.
on. If they produce hydrogen gas, hydrogen is extremely flammable.
Yeah,
If
but there's
you
if.
keep taking that like it's a real thing, but it was just a potential.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was only if they actually work the way that I thought they did.
Well, we got them off our backs at least. All right,
Or-
so
I want to look around in the embalming room and see if there are any
What are you looking for again? Sorry.
any kind of fluid.
You see typical embalming fluid stuff that would be used to prepare the dead, like to dry out the skin, stuff that would be stuffed into the bodies to make them smell pleasant. The room smells remarkably fresh, for lack of a better description. People have been here recently. Most of the tools are made out of wood or non-ferrous metal and stuff that is stone.
Sure.
Like I said, the thing that catches your eye is that little slot in the wall where it looks like there's something on the other side. You can see over there. You can hear and feel a breeze coming through it, but you can't see what's on the other side of the wall.
okay. Who wants to go in first? I say we roll for it. D4.
I was going to do some. Can I take some embalming fluid and kind of? Is there like a cloth or anything?
Oh yeah, there's tons of it.
I want to like soak some of the embalming cloth and kind of like stick it under all.
Okay.
See if the smell of it repels any of the insect creatures.
Well, they're all outside the door, so you don't got to worry about them.
Well, I was thinking if the smell of it in like if like there was a crack underneath, the smell of it would get to them and maybe they.
Okay, I see what you're going for. You kind of do that. You don't hear any different. You hear them hiss a little bit more. In fact, you almost see one of the antennae sweep under the door very briefly, but you see it in time that you can just get out of the way. So it agitates them.
Okay. All right. Well, looks like the only way through it is through that slat. So, who wants to go in?
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right, so Alisaria crawls on her hands and knees through this passageway. It's thin. Like, think of going through like a conveyor pizza oven would be a good way to think about it. So as you go through, you crawl for probably about 20 or 30 feet. And eventually you come onto the other side of another room. The room smells chemically but heavily of death. Like recent death. You could smell blood. Are you going to light a torch or anything?
Yes.
Okay, so you light a torch and look around the room. The floor is covered in gore.
Oh.
Like there's blood, entrails, and several things you can't quite identify. You do see bodies that have been possibly ripped apart, not sure by what. You see what would be equivalent to an abattoir's apron. And you see several tools that have fresh blood, like it's still dripping on the floor fresh. Other than that, you look around the room, there are several doors that lead out. Some of them lead to potentially other areas. Ones are probably closets or other little storage rooms, but there's definitely a way out. This definitely is a part of a larger structure.
Okay. Since I can't see what she's saying, I'm going to call after her. Is it safe for us to follow after?
Yes, but Lenore, if you've got any camphor, I suggest you hand it over to Marcus and use some yourself.
Right. I did this before where I made little masks for everybody out of some of my herbs that I'm just gonna make a little mask for Marcus. Probably the same one, honestly.
Yeah.
Just in case the smells get overwhelming.
Should we take
It's
those poison resistance potions?
It's just like a slaughterhouse in here.
All right. Well, I'll go in. I'll hand Lenore my torch and go in next.
All right, so Marcus, you start crawling through. It's almost claustrophobic how just this passageway is. So eventually, after a few moments of your armor scraping and even creating sparks at times, you crawl through and you come once again into this foul-smelling room. Alisaria's torch does light it up, and it's almost enough to churn your stomach. You've seen death before, but not quite so cruel. Eventually, Lenore follows behind, and all three of you are in this room. You can hear voices, distant voices. You can also hear heavy movement, probably from the floor below you. And you look around the room. It's kind of half finished and half not. This room in particular seems like it was carved out of the rock, like very, very haphazardly. The stone table where the bodies were obviously cut up and then sent through that little slat in the wall is, like I said, just slick with stuff. There's even blood from other species you would gather, because not everybody bleeds red in this world.
Gross.
So something has died here recently.
All right.
Good.
Well, let's not stay any longer than we have to, or else I'm going to be tasting lunch again. So, which door do we want to take?
There are two main doors. There's one to the left and right of the room. The one to the right seems to lead out into a set of larger hallways, and the one to the left leads off into a separate room.
Probably the right, I would guess.
Do we want to check the other room just see if there's anything nasty in there waiting for us?
Yeah, let's check it. Let's just poke our heads in.
All right, you poke your head into the other room. You see what looks to be another alchemy lab, and you do see something on a table. It looks to be a body. It is stitched together, but it smells dead.
Do you think this might be where they're making those things that we fought outside?
Could be.
You look around the walls, you see things written in chalk. Some of it in common, some of it in some other languages. Actually, what languages does everybody speak?
Oh, that's a good question.
I speak...
Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Where would that be? Under...
It's under
It's,
where, like...
right on the bottom left under proficiencies in language.
Oh, Common, Dwarvish, and Elvish, so what I'm seeing is probably just going to make my head hurt.
I speak Celestial, Common, and Half.
You see some words written in Celestial, although they're very blasphemous.
Oh.
You see a couple of words in Draconic, relating to the material plane of death. And you just keep seeing the words repeated, why isn't this working? You see books that are just filled with notes of just gibberish, like experiment number 314, failure. Why won't this work? Why do I need X? And it's you see Lenore specifically, you see a list of common, uncommon, even rare herbs and ingredients in massive amounts of quantities, and the person keeps noting how much they use each time. And each time under the experiment numbers, failure, failure, failure. Why can I not get this right? And the dates lead up to within 2 weeks.
Do I have any sense from the list of ingredients what these ingredients in combination would be put?
The intention, you would guess, if you had to venture and educate, actually roll me your herbology or whatever.
I think I know what he was trying to do.
There's like nature or medicine.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, I'll just pick one. 13?
Some of these are helpful to necromancers.
Sure.
But you're not precisely sure of what their function is. Do either of you have an arcana that you could rely on?
I've got knowledge arcana. It's +1.
Yeah, that would certainly help.
14.
Good dice. That's a 19 with the +1.
Well, judging by what this guy's writing and what he's trying to accomplish, this is a far out guess and probably about as close as you're going to get. It's like someone's trying to stitch together a flesh golem, but they don't know what they're doing yet. Like, the body parts are being collected from significantly powerful people or people who have recently passed with the intention of building something more artistic, because there's little notes that you read and the experiment process is getting more and more refined.
What was the name of that source?
If I remember correctly, wasn't the Clovis the guy? Didn't he like lose somebody important to him?
His whole family was murdered.
Yeah.
And the sorcerer Paris said he could bring them back.
Yeah, I think that this is experiments to try and bring his family back.
A backup plan in case the demon welched on his deal.
Or maybe it needed a vessel.
Or maybe Clovis was trying to welch on the deal. If he resurrects his family himself, why does he need to give the Dreamstone to the demon?
Maybe he needs to make a monster out of all of this stuff.
Either way, it's bad news. And
yeah.
All right. Is there anything in here we can use?
This place needs to be purified with all of the salt.
So much salting and burning this place.
Was there anything we can use in here?
God, I hope not.
If you want to roll a perception check and search.
All right. I rolled a 9.
You don't find anything. Like, you find little trinkets and everything. They don't mean anything to you.
Okay, what about you girls? Anything here that we might be able to take and use?
Are there any of the herbs left?
Yes, significant quantities as well.
Sweet. Would I be able to identify some?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of them are rare to uncommon.
I'm just sitting there going,
I am hearing a yoink.
That's useful. And I'm just like putting them all into my component pouch, just going.
Cat's growing grocery shopping.
We're going to have a really nice summer salad later. Would any of the herbs that I found be useful in protecting from?
It would take you a significant amount of time to prepare them into anything useful, but sure. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll take them all anyway, knowing that right now, but they'll be helpful later.
Okay. So then I guess it's back into the abattoir for us.
All right, so you come out into the abattoir, for lack of a better description. You hear voices coming down the hall. 2 of them are rather gruff speaking, and one is more soft spoken.
Are they coming towards us?
Yes.
Oh shit. Is there a place we can hide?
Yes, there are several closets and several storage spaces in that room.
Okay. Is the door leading out into the hallway open at all? Like, could I peek through it? Okay. There's no porthole or keyhole that I could peek through to see.
No.
What's on the other side? Okay.
But you could take a risk, open the door quickly, and look out. But you do run a risk of being spotted.
Yeah. No. Can I roll a perception check to see if I can determine how far away they are?
Yes.
Okay. Good dice. 15.
But 10, 15 feet, they are right on top of you.
Okay. Hide.
Okay, so each of you scramble around the room very quickly. There are 2 closets and 2 spaces that are beneath counters. Each are large enough to hold bodies.
I slip into a closet.
All right, you slip into a closet, which is filled with like cloaks and just miscellaneous clothes.
I also
Lenore?
slip into a closet.
I guess I will go under a desk or something.
All right, so as you go under the desk, you open the door, and just body parts spill out everywhere.
Oh God!
So you crawl inside, I presume.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hiding amongst the dead.
I'm okay with the body parts.
This is some Vietnam shit here, man.
This is the plague doctor's best thing. Is you're used to limbs and bodies and stuff.
So each of you hide inside the closets, except for Lenore. And after a moment, you hear the door open. And you hear the 3 voices come in. The 3 voices enter the room. And you hear a conversation.
Sweet.
The soft-spoken one starts saying, "Look, I need more parts. This is not going to work if I don't have the parts. And you're going to have to start sourcing magical parts. The spells aren't holding. I can build you all the flesh golems he wants, but they're not going to stand up if the parts are not sufficiently powerful. These spells take time. They take money. They take resources, more than you 2 brutes and your mercenaries can probably do. Do you get what I'm saying to you? If you want to get paid, if you want to rape and pillage Cambridge, you're going to have to do what you're told for just a little while longer. You think you and your orcish brutes can probably do that without fucking it up?" The one orc voice speaks up and goes, "You do not speak to me like that. Elf, I'm more than willing to pull the ears off your pointy head. But you do supply us with meat and other pleasures of the flesh. So for now, we will listen. We will honor our agreement." They stop for a second. The elvish voice goes, "What?" He goes, "Do you smell that?" One of the orcs looks down, sees one of the pieces of limb that was left out, picks it up. You start to hear chewing
Oh God!
and flesh being teared. The elvish person goes, "Can you please not eat the experiments? It doesn't help."
Getting high on your own supply.
The other one goes, "Let him eat. It has been days since you've fed us proper meat. But this will do for now. Continue your experiments, elf. We will help Clovis. Cambridge will burn within the night. The army grows. They will not expect us coming from both sides."
Oh shit!
Fuck.
You hear the 2 orcs walk out of the room. You hear the elf just kind of sit there and go, "I deal with fools. This is what I get. But the experiment must go on." You hear him walk around the room, almost kind of in a sing-songy voice. Goes, "What do we do today? Well, we try animating you, my little friend. So, experiment 315.
Do we recognize this voice?
You don't know. Because you guys haven't met Paris yet, right?
No.
You've
Yeah,
heard of him.
The
Yeah.
sorcerer? Yeah. We interrogated
You
him
have?
back on the island.
Oh, right. Okay. No, this voice you don't recognize, actually.
Okay.
So
All
this
right.
new guy,
Real quick, I want to roll a perception check to see how far away, to see if I can determine how far away he is from my door, see if I can't maybe get the jump on him. Because if we stay here long enough, he's eventually going to come into one of these closets and find us. So, just rolling your check. 15.
Like 5 feet or less.
Okay,
you could jump him real easy.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do that then. Unless Skyblazer Cat, either of you object.
No, go ahead.
Really
I'm gonna help you.
to each other. Oh.
Okay. All right. So do I need to roll, or does it just happen?
Just happens.
So then,
tell me how it happens.
I open the door, jump out, grab him, and whisper "Ha ha, Herman" in his ear.
All right, you do. He screams.
Well, how can he scream it? How can he scream if I've got my hand clamped over his mouth?
I don't think you said that, did he?
I did.
He did, yeah.
Okay, in that case, he screams. Okay, he screams, but it doesn't go very far.
I tell him either you shut up or I snap your neck.
He very quietly shuts up.
Okay, I call for Alisari and Lenore to come out. I've got our friend here. I think it's safe for you two to come out now.
All right, so Alisaria exits. Lenore crawls out covered in goo.
You are going to need a bath.
My jacket has seen worse.
So you have this guy at your mercy.
Was the door still open?
No.
That he came in?
No.
Okay. I'm going to block the door.
Okay.
Back.
Okay. So I'm gonna say to the elf, I'm gonna have my sword on you. You make any move I don't like, and I gut you like a Christmas pig. Understand?
He nods his head.
Okay. Alisara, if you wouldn't mind covering him as well, please.
Shink.
All right, and drawing my sword and holding the blade to his throat, I turn him around and I kind of bend him over backwards onto his table.
Oh my.
Okay. So you're okay.
So I believe in nicety, so let's start with the introductions. Who are you and what are you doing here?
My name is Silvio. I am a servant of Clovis.
Okay.
And other masters.
It's your masters I'm particularly interested in. Clovis I know, but who are the orcs? What's their business here?
Mercenary muscle hired by Clovis. He doesn't trust his army of undead to get the job done as cleanly as an orc warband would. So he figures extra muscle couldn't hurt.
I see. The zombie-looking things outside, are you the one who makes those?
I help raise them from their former disgraced unlives, yes.
Yeah, that doesn't really ingratiate yourself to me because those little pricks are annoying as hell, so...
But I only help facilitate. The land itself raises them. I just give them purpose.
What do you mean?
When a battleground soaks that much blood into it, it becomes cursed, tainted. Not exactly a place you want to hang out after dark, if you catch my meaning.
Alisari, is he bullshitting me?
Yes and no. There's a bit more to it than that.
The whites can be given purpose.
If a battlefield has sufficient death, but there has to be quite heinous things happen as well. Can't just be killing.
Okay, so out of character, I think that confirms that the demon is being raised here. Okay. Just out of curiosity, what does this elf look like? Does he have any distinguishing marks, maybe clan markings or something?
Not that you can see. He's tall, he's dressed in a simple red robe, although the red robe does look suspiciously like Ordo markings.
Ordo, that was the kingdom that Para came from?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure I have that in order.
Do I recognize his accent?
Yes, definitely Ordo.
Right.
Okay. All right.
He's tall, he's slender looking. He looks snobbish, like Got kind of like a hook nose, despite its very fine features.
All right. I ask him, where's Clovis?
Downstairs with his troops. And
How
my
many does he
master.
have?
Well, do you mean orcs or do you mean the undead?
Both.
Couple thousand, probably.
Jeez.
Give or take.
With him in the same room?
Oh, guarding him no more than 20 or 30. Just his generals.
Just his generals.
The
What
main
about the
soldiers. The main soldiers are out on the battlefield. I still have to go out and raise them, but I presume I won't be doing that anytime soon.
No, you won't. What do you know about the Dreamstone?
My master wants it.
But you don't know where it is?
I would presume Clovis has it. I myself have never seen it. I am not privileged to such information.
Okay. Alisara, Lenore, do you have anything you'd like to ask our friend?
Huh?
There's probably a lot of questions. I can't think of anything. Brain just went to 1,000 zombie.
All right.
I don't think you appreciate just how fortunate you are to be witnessing the rebirth and the rending of the plains, if you were. My master's been waiting, dispelled from this plane of existence for so very long.
You're referring to Pazuzu?
Oh, yes.
What's his end game?
I don't know. How am I supposed to know the mind of greatness? All I know is I serve a greater power to which I will be rewarded in this life or the next.
Okay, next question. Or rather a demand. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't slit your throat right now.
I'm afraid I can't give you a good reason. I can give you a bad one.
Out of curiosity, what is it?
Well, Clovis will know, Pazuzu will know, and then hell will rain upon you.
Pazuzu already knows about us. It's fine.
Yeah, Pazuzu already knows we're coming. He may not know we're here right now, but he's already laid eyes. So, yeah, no, not a really very compelling reason.
Let's just say every bit of this conversation, he's already seen through my eyes.
Not a good reason to keep you alive, then.
Well then,
No.
And that answers the question handily. And I slit his throat.
You do as such. He drops to the floor dead.
All right. Okay, so it's time. We need to get ourselves gone as soon as possible. Now that Pazuzu knows we're here, we need to very least get out of this room. So,
as you go to turn and leave the room, the body raises up at an unusual angle that shouldn't be possible. Blood pours out of this guy's neck. Laughs insanely, gurgling between blood spurts. A voice that wasn't his just says, "Try your hardest, please." And body drops again to the floor dead.
Yeah, I'd had my hand raised to turn undead, and it falls back down again. Welp.
Well, I guess that's our hand shown. Time for us to get going.
And what's going to happen next? Well, that's going to happen next hour here on Fools Who Ride, as now Pazuzu and presumably Clovis have now been alerted to our adventurer's presence. How do you intend to take out a room full of generals, the undead, and an orc warband all in time to save Cambridge? Well, we are entering the end game now, folks, to borrow a line from Marvel. What's going to happen next? I really don't know. All right, so for Fools Who Ride the Dreamstone, we have been
Dr. Gonzo.
The cat.
And Skyblaze.
I've been your Game Master, Mike the Birdman Dodd, saying